I want to talk to you about how to become a commercial truck driver this year and how to do so very promptly but very smartly too. Okay, so here are the trends I want you to pay attention to. When you think about becoming a commercial truck driver, you got to really think about monetization. Of course, you got to get paid, but you also got to think about the amount of autonomy that you have, the freedom that you have, the possibility to actually explore new opportunities, the opportunity to spend a lot of time also on the road, especially if you want to do a OTR on the road. Okay, so from the advantages of job security and grid benefits to the variety of amazing places you can travel to and experiences that will be available, there are a lot of perks that come with being a commercial truck driver this year. And the funny thing is, during COVID, right, for the last 2 years, a lot of folks thought that truck driving would be dead, but that was actually the opposite. A lot of commercial truck drivers saw a boost in their earnings. They saw a boost in the load opportunities and the load count. So that's really telling you about the resilience of this industry. So trucking is really quite essential to the economy. A lot of things need to be moved. They need to be moved through air, of course, but also through a truck, through a road, through. You have a lot of possibilities. Okay, so being a truck driver is really it has a lot of potential. So being a truck driver may not be for everyone, that's for sure. But for those of us who love the open road and being part of one of the biggest industries keeping the American economy bustling, there is nothing more rewarding than being part of the trucking business. And the cool thing is that trucking is really slated to continue to grow actually. And it's folks are saying in the next 5 to 10 years, you have more potential in the industry. Okay, so trucking is a continually growing market, which means endless opportunities for those of us looking to enter the industry for the first time. Okay, and the cool thing is that according to the American Trucking Association, freight tonnage in the U.S. will grow 24% by the end of 22 to 25, the period 2022 to 2025. So that's really good because it gives you again a lot of possibilities in terms of revenue, but also in terms of opportunities. Now, why should you be a commercial truck driver this year? What should you even think about this possibility here? Okay, now everyone has their own reasons for becoming a truck driver. Maybe yours is different from mine. Okay, but you got to really see what works for you and what doesn't work for you. And so maybe you like traveling, you like the solidarity that the road offers, or maybe you are looking for a stable job that you know will always have work for you, right? You always want to have a pretty interesting loads, or maybe you have other reasons that are entirely your own. Whatever it is, you have to really understand that the potential is there for you to fulfill those needs. Okay, and if you are considering becoming a truck driver, check out a few of the reasons why others have selected let's say a career in the transportation market, especially in the commercial truck driving market. So as a commercial driver, you can earn a good salary and you also have job stability. Let me explain. When I speak about you having the possibility to earn a good salary, the typical commercial truck driver salary ranges from $49,000 all the way to $100,000 yearly. Again, the delta depends on the geography and also the types of loads, the types of loads you carry. So if you are hauling hazmat or you're hauling reefer versus other loads, you'll make more or less. So when you think about the average here, you're looking at $60 to $75,000 in the U.S. So depending on your experience, location, the freight you haul, and like I said, and the company you work with, those numbers can go as high as 70 to $125,000. Even better, many companies offer opportunities to earn bonuses if you tackle more difficult hauls, such as hazmat, or if you provide loading, unloading services to customers. So, since you can become a driver without a college degree, this is a well paying career choice for you if you want to make a good living without necessarily actually accruing debt in school. So, that's really fantastic. The second part is you have job stability, right? As a truck driver, you have to really understand that truck drivers are essential to the function of the country, of the economy. They are actually responsible for hauling 72.5% of the nation's freight by weight. So, with so much of the nation's good, so much of the nation's goods depending on the operation of the trucking industry, job stability is much more available as a truck driver than in other fields. And this is a major reason why so many people choose to become commercial truckers, really. So having a stable job can offer you actually peace of mind, especially during periods of economic uncertainty. So this is something to really think about. So why should you become a commercial truck driver? Well, you have comprehensive benefits and you also get opportunities to travel. This is so fantastic. Let me break it down for you. When I speak about having comprehensive benefits, I'm speaking about not just the variety of benefits, but also the depth and breadth of those benefits. Okay. So, in addition to job stability, one of the biggest advantages of working with a commercial trucking company is that the company typically offers many benefits. So, while each business may differ in what options they have available for you, as a truck driver, you can potentially receive coverage ranging from health and life insurance to paid time off and retirement plans. So that's pretty solid. Again, we're talking about a job that you get without actually accruing, let's say, college education debt. So other benefits that you have as a commercial truck driver include dental, vision, paid holidays, and even referral bonuses. You also get opportunities to travel, right? As I was speaking to you a little earlier about OTR, this is really powerful. Let me just go a little granular. One of the first thing that comes to mind when people think of being a truck driver is the chance to get paid to travel all over the country. So being a truck driver allows you to actually, among other things, by the way, among other things, to visit different cities across the U.S. Especially if you are actually signing up for those long hauls, those long sort of, long hauls. So basically, I mean, because you are hauling your loads, right? So you are basically going from city to city. For some companies, you will even be able to travel outside of the country into Canada and Mexico. It's one of the best ways to explore the country when you really think about it, especially from an affordability point of view, because you're not paying anything. You're not paying like a an airline ticket. Basically, you're driving. You are in a truck that is not even yours. That's the company's, but you are actually exploring the country. That's really fantastic. So if you love traveling, you will love this aspect of the job. If you were to ask me, what's another reason why you should become a commercial truck driver? Well, you are able to you can be independent, and also you have access to training. You know, you have a lot of guidance here. So let's talk about independence here. The independence and flexibility that come actually with truck driving is really powerful, really powerful. Let me break it down for you. Basically, you are able to have your own agenda. But one thing I need to say here is that the independence and flexibility are drastically different from the work typical of office jobs. While many jobs follow a rigid routine that rarely differs day to day, truck driving allows drivers to visit new places, meet new people, and even drive different rigs depending on the load, right? Because the load might actually might impose a certain rig equipment, so certain rig equipment, pieces of equipment, and so everything depends on the load. Of course, as a driver, you must adhere to your schedule to ensure timely delivery. But what you do during your time on the open road is totally up to you, and you have access to training. So companies want to ensure that their drivers are safe, experienced, and reliable. So as the trucking industry grows, companies are beginning to offer different perks to entice new talent, such as training reimbursements. So that's really good training reimbursement. You also have networking opportunities. So a commercial driver's license or CDL is the main requirement for driving a rig, and many companies out there will even offer to pay you for your commercial training and then give you a job after you finish. I just finished a video on companies that even hire you without experience. So that's pretty powerful. Additionally, if you already have a CDL but want to drive special equipment or handle more sensitive goods, you may need extra endorsements that a company may be willing to provide training for. So that's really good. That just means what? It means that even if you hope to run your own business as an owner operator, at some point, commercial truck driving can be a great way to get started in the field and get the training that you need for free, right? You have somebody else paying for that training. That's really fantastic. So let me give you the methodology here. So what are the steps to become a commercial truck driver this year? So if any of the earlier reasons to join the trucking industry intrigue you, and you want to know what it actually takes to become a commercial truck driver, then let's get started. So I want to first talk to you about the basic requirements for commercial truck driving. There are a few basic requirements you'll have to meet in order to start your journey towards a commercial truck driver, such as education, age, driving record, drug test and background checks, non-commercial driver's license, and proof of identity and residency. Let me break it down for you. When I say education, not every company will require you to have your GED or high school diploma, but many will. So keep in mind that you want to keep this in mind as you begin job hunting. The age to get a CDL, you need to be at least 18 years old to drive within your state, intrastate, and 21 years old to drive across state lines, interstate. In terms of driving record, since driving is the name of the gig, you must have a clean driving record to be eligible to receive your CDL. What about drug tests and background checks? Drug testing and background checks are not necessary to obtain your CDL. However, this is a big however. Most companies will require you to undergo a drug test and background check if you want to drive for them. And some businesses may request periodic drug testing or additional once off testing if you are involved, let's say, in an accident or after a long vacation. It's all about safety. It's all about making sure that you are actually safe at the wheel, okay? And for a non-commercial driver's license, before you can begin training for getting your CDL, you must already have a valid non-commercial driver's license. And also, you got to think about proof of identity and residency. So much like a regular driver's license, getting a CDL requires several proofs of identity. And so this includes what? It includes proof of residency, which involves providing documents such as utility bills or mortgage payments, your social security number, and a copy of your birth certificate. So you want to check locally to see what documents you will need, especially if you have like a different requirements in your area. Let me talk to you about getting your CDL here. So basically, if you're wondering how long it takes to become a commercial truck driver, most of that depends on how long it takes you to obtain your CDL. So the average training program and process takes roughly 7 weeks, although we have seen it in our investigation that it can go all the way to 12 weeks. Okay. So first, you want to obtain your US DOT medical card. So a big part of keeping your CDL valid is actually passing the physical exam to ensure that you can handle the pressures of driving on the road. And you must have your physical performed by a medical examiner approved by the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, the FMCSA. And you can actually view the FMCSA registry here. I'm showing this to you on the screen. Next, you want to attend a driving training program. So there are a variety of ways you can gain the proper training to obtain your CDL. Look into your local area and see which companies actually may offer let's say, a company-sponsored CDL training. And basically, these programs typically take between 4 to 6 weeks to complete and tend to cost between 3K and 7K. So if you train with for the company, they may offer financing options or even reimbursement. Be sure to look at community colleges and private driving schools for additional FMCSA approved choices that can help you get started with your commercial truck driving. Next, you want to pass a general knowledge test. So passing this test will allow you to get your CDL learner's permit, which you will need actually before you can start driving behind the wheel actually of a rig. So areas you will need to study for the knowledge test include driving safety. That's a very important one. You have vehicle inspections. You have air brakes and much more, much more. Okay, much more. Check out your local DMV for a copy of the CDL manual for you to study really, and then you want to prepare for and take your CDL exam because you've done all the work, all the hard work. It's done now to prove that you are really good. Okay, so basically, before you are authorized to take your final CDL test, you must have held your learner's permit for at least 2 weeks. This ensures that you have spent enough time practicing the skills needed to be a safe driver. So, depending on where you are testing and what program you are part of, you will need to complete a certain amount of supervised driving hours, taking the final test. And the final exam will require you to take various tests, such as pre trip inspection and road test. If you are planning to handle any specialty cargo, such as a hazmat, this is when you will also test for additional endorsement. So when I'm talking about being a commercial truck driver, there are a few helpful skills that you need to really have if you want to really ace the test, but also be a prominent commercial truck driver. So while this certainly are not necessary for working in the trucking industry, this skills and personal traits can help you make the most out of a career in commercial truck driving and help you actually stand out from the competition. Basically, you want to think about basic automotive knowledge. Okay, you got to really have a clear idea of what's happening, like mechanical knowledge, mechanical acumen. Also, be a self starter, like be autonomous, be independent. You got to have attention to detail because in the trucking industry, you have a lot of moving parts. So if you don't have attention to detail, you are actually losing. So very important to have attention to detail here, and also be safety oriented. So safety is really important, especially if you are driving like hazmats or reefers, for instance, and you want to be a confident navigator. So you have to be able to be on the road and have that confidence when you are at the wheel. You got to be a good communicator. This can help you in terms of flexibility, but also you want to be eager to learn. Okay, it's all about making sure that you are constantly sort of increasing your knowledge level. Okay, so you also want to start your career strong with TMS software, TMS Transportation Management Software. This can help you big time, especially when it comes to increasing your chances, your possibilities of, let's say, succeeding fast in this commercial truck driving industry. Okay, so what you want to do is that basically you want to have access to a variety of tools and services to help truck drivers like you and me, carriers, owner operators, brokers, and shippers actually succeed. So if you have the right TMS and you can afford it, you are able to communicate with a variety of third party players, let's say stakeholders, in real time. And that's what you want. Same thing for the load board, okay? So here's the bottom line to this conversation. I'll speak to you about how to become a commercial truck driver. I spoke to you about the trains, then the methodology, and finally the bottom line. Thank you so much. God bless you. I see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.